Welcome back to Rome Boys. On this episode, we have the one, the only, Deacon Harold Burk-Sivers.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Excited.
Oh,
Yeah.
great to be with you.
Thank you, Deacon. Welcome. So you're coming to Midland, Texas, September 20th through the 21st to the Called to Be a Warrior Men's Conference.
Jim Caviezel, and yeah, an amazing time.
So are you going to be in his next movie?
No, not really. Everybody's gonna go to see him. No one's gonna come. To
Whatever.
I'm just window dressing.
Whatever.
Just window dressing.
Yeah.
No, but I did meet him before. I was deacon of the Word at Mother Angelica's funeral, and he was in attendance. So,
Whoa.
at the reception afterward, I did get a chance to meet him. Although I had to fight my way through all the nuns that wanted to meet the person who played Jesus
Right.
in Mel Gibson's movie. So,
Sure.
Wow. That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, don't get in the way of those nuns when they want to talk to Jesus. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So can you give us a little preview of what you're going to be bringing to this men's conference?
yeah. So, given the topic, the organizers of the conference kind of told me what they wanted me to talk about. So, the first talk is going to be like a fire burning in my bones, awakening the desire for Christ in the hearts of men. So I'm going to take a look at Luke's gospel of the man who was possessed by the demon in Gennesaret. So that's when he went to the land of the Gerasenes, and he cast the demon out of the guy who was naked and was living in the tombs. And after his encounter with Christ, he was completely transformed. So I'm going to talk about how our encounter with Christ as men can truly transform us and move us out of the tombs that we find ourselves in and move us into the land of the living. And then the second talk is going to be called Putting on the Armor of God. Right. So I'm going to look at Ephesians chapter 6 and look at the different pieces of the armor of God that St. Paul outlines there, and apply each of the piece of armor to a spiritual attribute of male spirituality.
Awesome.
I love how you talk about, in a lot of your talks, Ephesians 5, and how you tie in Genesis 2 to Ephesians 5. And so then now it's so crazy to me, and this is what God does. Ephesians 5 talks about being a good husband and father, and then 6 is talking about being that warrior and putting on the armor. That's perfect. I'm sure you didn't plan it that way. Maybe God did when he wrote the scriptures or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Inspired. Well, that's amazing. And so you've... what an honor to be able to serve at Mother Angelica's funeral. What an honor.
Yeah. I do have 9 television series on the network I've been on every year since 2005.
Wow.
So it was really an honor to be asked to be part of the funeral and to be able to proclaim the gospel there was a real great grace.
Amen.
And so in that spirit, I'm very much looking forward to the conference. I love talking to many. My first book, and in fact, my first EWTN series as well was on male spirituality, building. I'm talking about my latest book, but Behold the Man, a Catholic vision of male spirituality. And I wrote that book because I couldn't find a book that talked about a Catholic theology of male spirituality. There were a lot of books on priesthood and celibacy and pornography and fatherhood, and there are tons of Protestant books for men. But there was nothing rooted in a Catholic ethos, not focused on the sacraments, not focused on the crucifix, not focused on the Eucharist, and that are so foundational for us as Catholics. And so I wanted to tie those themes in with St. John Paul II's anthropology that he talked about, like in Muller's theory, he taught him for women, but I wanted to use that same kind of approach to the human person and apply it to a male spirituality. So I married those two things in the book, and that was my first series on EWTN, and then subsequently the book, and then it's just been kind of going gangbusters from there.
So men go to a conference like this and get pumped up. What is there organizations or movements in the church? Because you travel all over the place. In the church for men, where can men go after the conference? Like as far as starting a Bible study, or what organizations are out there that they can get plugged into?
Well, the best resources for men anywhere in the world is heroicmen.com. That I'm honored to be a part of that organization. And what we do is we provide literally the best resources for Catholic men in the world.
Wow.
They have the best Catholic speakers for men in the world, the best resources. I mean, think very practical, hands-on things that men can use in their lives every day so they can become the men who God created and calls each one of them to be. And it's absolutely free, 100% free. And we have it in English, and we're almost done migrating the platform into Spanish as well.
Excellent.
So Father Larry Richards, Chris Stefanik, Jason Everett. I mean, just myself, just a bunch of guys on there. And plus, we partner with Knights of Columbus. That Man Is You, right? So that's that's a program that many parishes use for men. We partner with the Augustine Institute. We've got a lot of phenomenal partnerships to bring the best resources for men possible. And again, it's absolutely free. So that would be the place to start. And you have to, if you're coming to the conference and afterward, you have to join a men's group in your parish. That's without question or without doubt. Yeah. We need the support of our brothers. Because think about it, even Jesus needed help carrying his cross. Right? So what makes us think we could do this by ourselves? We need a band of brothers. And that's what the men's group is. And usually people go because they're excited after the conference. Then kind of real life comes in and kind of slack off. No, it needs to be made a priority. Except for death or on vacation with your wife and kids, that, you should be going to the men's group. And there needs to be no break for the summer. We take it off for the summer. When do you take a relationship with God off for the summer? This ain't school. This ain't grade school. We got the summer off. No. We have to keep going every week to make sure we're being fed and nurtured as men, strengthened in our resolve to serve, protect, and defend our families, our church, and our culture. Because the way it works is this: strong men, strong families. Strong families, strong church. Strong church, we take back the culture.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
We need to open up a place called the Bar. Bibles after retreat.
That's a good one, Joe. Deacon, you travel a lot. Joe, Tony's mentioned it. I know that your time is valuable and it's important to you, and you're home. When you come back off the road, how do you get back into your place of husband and family man? What do you do? Yeah,
so my kids are all adults. So and two of them are out of the house. The twins are still home, but they're like almost 22 years old. Awesome. So I hardly see them even when I'm home because they're out doing, in school or doing their own things. So
their own life.
So it's basically just reconnected with my wife, right? So purposefully planning date nights, time that we can have together, or just like snuggling on the couch watching something on Netflix or something. Because I don't watch regular TV. I call it the idiot box because it makes people stupid. So
my dad used to call it.
So watching something like things like that, making purposeful time to reconnect with her. Because phone calls on the road are not the same thing as being together. So again, purposely planning date nights. One thing that we do kind of 2 trips a year. We do a long getaway weekend where we do like a Thursday through a Monday, and we go someplace like the Oregon coast, or we went to Central Oregon last year to a resort area called Sun River. Rivers and woods. It's just spectacularly beautiful. Next year we're going to Hawaii. So this year we did a train. It's our 30th anniversary. We did a train trip across Canada. Wow. So purposeful things like that, where she knows, not just from my words, but by my actions, that she is the love of my life, and that I'm here to help her get to heaven, and we're both here to help each other get to heaven. So that relationship needs to be not taken for granted, even after 30 years, to be fostered and nurtured and appreciate each other and the gifts that we bring to our relationship.
Yeah, when my wife and I go out on dates and the kids are always like, "Well, y'all are going out all the time." It's like, okay, we got to keep this relationship strong because when you guys leave, it's just me and her. You know, so
That's I mean, the kids need to understand
Yeah.
the best thing that fathers and mothers can do for their children is to have a strong marriage.
right.
Yeah.
It does all the stuff you give them meaningless. What they're going to take with them when they leave your house and go into their own house and build their own lives, they're going to have the foundation that was laid for them in the home, in the domestic church, the place where they're supposed to learn to fall in love with Jesus, to see what marriage looks like. St. Paul in Ephesians 5 compares it to Christ and his church, a relationship between a husband and a wife.
Yeah.
So they need to see that loving intimacy with God at the heart and center of that relationship, because those are the memories you want them to take into their own families one day. And you want them, even when they go off to college, you don't want them to start straying away. If you build that strong foundation, that God will build the house of their life with them. But it has to be built on something strong and firm, which is the foundation that parents lay in their lives.
Absolutely.
Man.
Yeah, we're excited that you're coming to the diocese. One of the things, just for what it's worth, for our viewers and for you, Deacon, we are excited that there's so much momentum and activity going on. We're one of the youngest dioceses, definitely in the state, but across the country, and just 50 years young. So to have you come so to have you come and join us in Midland, Texas, and out in West Texas, it's a desert. So get ready for your early Lent.
Yeah, really.
We're super grateful to have you, and our viewers, they're in for a real treat. And I don't mean to just try to make you feel good here. I hope that the people that are watching this really understand. I want to ask you, where have what the coolest places you've been? I mean, you've already talked about being with, at Mother Angelica's funeral and serving a role there, and you're on EWTN. Where's some other things that we first saw you at Fullness of Truth in San Antonio? Mm-hmm. What are some other things that you're a part of?
Well, let's see. I mean, first of all, I've been to Midland before.
And you're coming back a second time?
Yeah, I've been to Midland at that conference. It probably, 9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was there. So it's great. It's great to be back. So the things that I'm involved in, besides the EWTN, I have a daily radio show on EWTN called Beacon of Truth. I lead pilgrimages, so people can, I've got 5 pilgrimages, probably 4, because one of them that we put on there was the Holy Land for late next year, but I mean, we have to see what's going on in the Holy Land there. We don't know for sure.
Sure.
But we've got 4 other pilgrimages that are definitely going to be going. Very excited about that. I also do a bit of life coaching as well, not spiritual direction, because I don't have my schedule. I don't have time to be in that kind of a deeper, ongoing relationship with someone. I mean, it wouldn't be. I get asked to be a spiritual director all the time, but the problem is it wouldn't be fair to them, because of my schedule and my responsibilities to the work that God has given me to do, plus my family, plus the parish. Mm-hmm. I'm still a deacon in a parish too. So I've got,
I'll take what I can get.
My pastor's away right now. So I'm administrator of the parish while he's gone. So I had to go there today and sign checks and do a lot of parish business today for a couple hours this morning. So I just don't have time to do that kind of deeper relationship. But with a life coaching, I do take on some life coaching clients, because those are short kind of spurts. And someone's stuck in a hole, either, maybe even spiritually or job wise, or they're having trouble making decisions, or they're struggling with something in their marriage. I could do a little life coaching, it's like the defibrillator, clear, but if it looks like they need deeper work, either personally, I will send them to a spiritual director, or if it's a marriage thing, I'll send them to a counselor. So I'm doing that as well. I'm working on book number 7 right now, which is called Invisible Worlds. So I'm looking at the intersection between the temporal and the transcendent world. So, for example, we have people say, I'm atheist, I don't believe in God, all this kind of stuff. but yet on television there are a lot of shows about vampires and zombies.
Yeah.
And people, I mean, those shows draw in a lot of viewers. You know, so wait a minute. So we live in a godless society, but yet they want to believe in something supernatural like vampires and zombies. What are they really searching for? Why is that attractive to them? They don't want to believe in God, but they want to believe in vampires and zombies, or at least that genre. Why? You know, what is underneath all of that? So I'm going to look at that intersection between the temporal or the earthly world and the transcendent world or the heavenly realm, the supernatural realm. And
I thought we
see if
were
can
busy,
find
man.
some
You were
points of
getting after it.
connection there.
Yeah.
You were getting after it. I mean, like, gosh, we are busy, but man, you're using your 24/7 to the full.
Yeah, you know, I figure I got one life. I might as well, you know, and I'm a workaholic anyway. I mean, I've always been ever since I was a teenager. I've had a very strong work ethic, probably because of my mom, single mom, you know, and seeing how hard she worked to provide us with opportunities that she never had herself. You know, so seeing her work and seeing her determination and seeing her love for the faith in the midst of all of that going on was a powerful inspiration for me, for sure.
Amen.
Wow. Well, Deacon, I know you've got things going on this evening, and we really appreciate you taking the time out for us to tell us a little bit more about the conference that's coming up September 20th through the 21st, called to be a warrior. Deacon Harold Burk-Sivers, along with Jim Caviezel.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
think I really think you're going to be in his next movie. I really do. Somehow or another.
That'd
you're
be
gonna end up in
cool.
this movie.
That'd be cool.
would.
That'd be cool.
So again, thank you so much for being with us. And in the meantime,
Be bold.
be real.
Be Catholic.
God bless.
bless.